This is a review of the Reactiv portable wireless Bluetooth speaker. It has a microphone built in so you can do hands-free phone calls. It has a rechargeable 8-hour battery. It comes nicely packed and you can remove this outer sleeve. It's a nice gift box, and if you open it up you have the speaker inside that's nicely packed and protected. Inside the box you'll find a product manual, a warranty card, a carrying bag with a drawstring. You have a charging cable that's a USB to micro USB connector to charge the lithium battery inside the speaker. You'll have a auxiliary cable that has gold-plated 3.5 millimeter audio jacks. Both of these cables are 40 inches long. You have this beautiful design speaker, very nice appearance. It weighs in at 13 1/4 ounces. I want to show you the front grille of the speaker. It's very nicely designed with a pattern behind it. It's black in the background. And here you can see an LED light that lights up during certain functions, and I'll go over that a little bit later on. You see the auxiliary input jack for the 3.5 millimeter cable. This is the off-on switch. It is backlit with an LED. When you're charging the battery inside of this with any USB source, that switch will glow red when it's charging, and when the battery is fully charged it will glow green. And here is the input jack for the charging. It's rated at 5 volts DC at 1/2 amp. It is recommended that you not charge this with more than 1 amp of power. See, I'm charging the battery inside. It's really fully charged, but every time you plug it back in it'll turn on for a few minutes, and you can see it glowing red, so it's a nice indication that the battery is being charged. On the bottom of the speaker you'll see 4 rubber feet. Doesn't sound like much, but that's important because these little speakers can really get to putting out power, and they'll walk across the surface that you have them setting on. In addition, right here you'll see some vents to help vent out the bass reflex out the bottom of the speaker. Here on the back you can see the specifications and model number. One thing that does bother me, it says here that the output is 5 watts of audio. The manual says 6 watts, so it's kind of a catch-22. I don't know which one to believe now. The charging time for the battery is 3.5 hours using 1/2 amp. The battery life when it's fully charged ranges between 5 to 8 hours depending on the volume of the music that you're listening to. The built-in battery is a lithium polymer battery that is rated at 1,500 milliampere hours. It should be rechargeable hundreds of times. The specified output power of the speakers in the manual states 6 watts with an audio output of 3 watts for each speaker, so there's 2 of them, so it's 3 watts times 2. The outer surface of this speaker is painted with a rubberized sort of paint. It gives a good gripping feel, and it doesn't show fingerprints at all, as you can see. That's a nice feature for me because a lot of these black speakers look like fingerprint magnets. On the top here you'll see the Bluetooth switch. This is what you press and hold for 6 seconds to begin the Bluetooth pairing process. And then in addition, if it's already paired and listening to music, you can press this to pause or play your music. Or if you get a phone call, you can press this to stop the music and take the call or hang up on the call. In addition, over here, you have a plus and minus button that's used to increase the volume of the speaker. I'm going to show how to pair this with my smartphone. This is an Apple iPhone 5S. Normally you don't need a password, but if you do, the password is 0000. First thing I'm going to do is touch settings. I'm going to touch Bluetooth and make sure that it's turned on, and it is. I'm now going to reach over here and turn on the speaker. Okay. And you heard it made a beep, and on the front you'll see the LED lit up briefly, and it's sitting there now. I'm going to press this for 6 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6. You heard it beep, and now you see the LED on the front is flashing red and blue. So it should be going into the pairing mode. Here you can see it popped up and says Reactiv, not paired. I'm going to touch that. You see the dial spinning. And now it says connected, and the speaker just beeped. Now you're ready to play your music. I want you to know before I start this presentation that I have the volume of the speaker turned all the way up, and if I touch this, You can hear it beep. It's telling me that it's at the maximum volume. I also have the volume of my phone turned up. That's important. You'll see a lot of people say, hey, I got this speaker and I don't get any sound output. Odds are they have this turned down or they have the volume here turned down. If the volume here is turned all the way down, you have no output out of your device, so you have no input going into here. Always make sure that you have your volume turned up all the way. Here we go. As you can tell, the audio quality of this speaker is excellent. We've listened to some jazz, some pop music, some rock and roll, and even some classical. What I like about this speaker, it has a good volume output. It also has a good bass response. It sounds nice and clear. And the trebles are really nice. They sound like crystal clear, like a bell. You could tell by that song with somebody whistling how crystal clear it was. I'm now going to play a few moments of a classical piece, just to give you an idea of how good the treble sounds. Here we go. As you can tell, the speaker has excellent sound performance. I want to point out that these two buttons here, plus and minus, only control the volume of the speaker. I can't skip forward or skip back using these buttons. The only way I can skip forward or back is to use my smart device. This speaker is touted to have a microphone inside of it to allow you to make hands-free phone calls. If you're playing music and someone calls you, you're supposed to be able to hear their ringtone over the speaker and touch the Bluetooth button and be able to answer the phone call or hang up on it. I have to tell you, I tried 8 different times. It absolutely did not work. I didn't know whether it was the speaker that was defective or the phone itself. What I did at that time was I paired the phone with another speaker and then had somebody call me, and it instantly connected to the speaker and worked. So it's definitely this device right here. So I was not able to accept or hang up on phone calls. I have to tell you, for being an audio source of music, the speaker is outstanding. I'd rate it a 5-star. For the phone operation, it basically was a 0-star. It didn't do anything. I'm going to give it a 4-star rating because the music out of this is exceptional. I don't normally use my Bluetooth speakers for phone calls, but it is problematic for me that it's not existent. I'm hoping that the manufacturer will address this problem and see what's causing it. This review was done by jjceo. I'd like to tell you I received a sample for test and evaluation, and I promise to give a fair and honest review.